Let's get ready for the Wisconsin real estate exam with 100 questions covering key state laws, principles, and practices you'll need to know. And keep an eye on the bottom corner. There's something there that could make a big difference in your prep. We'll tell you how to use it in just a minute. Now, let's get started.
Let's start with a quick review of licensing requirements and procedures. Wisconsin licensing requirements and procedures. What is the minimum age requirement for obtaining a real estate license in Wisconsin? Is it A, 16 years old, B, 21 years old, C, 18 years old, or D, 20 years old? The answer is C, 18 years old. In Wisconsin, individuals must be at least 18 years old to qualify for a real estate license. This requirement ensures that applicants are legally recognized as adults and capable of entering into binding contracts. What is the required pre-licensing education for a real estate salesperson in Wisconsin? Is it A, 40 hours, B, 72 hours, C, 90 hours, or D, 60 hours? The answer is B, 2 hours. Wisconsin requires 72 hours of approved pre-licensing education for aspiring real estate salespersons. This ensures they have the necessary knowledge of real estate principles and state-specific laws.
Have you noticed the code in the bottom corner? Next time you're stumped, take that code to birdsy.ai for immediate help and a free study session with Birdsy, your personal AI study partner. Plus, you'll get access to hundreds of additional questions, helping you move closer to passing your exam with confidence. The next time you're feeling unsure or stuck, give it a try.
How often must a Wisconsin real estate licensee renew their license? Is it A, every 2 years, B, annually, C, every 3 years, or D, every 5 years? The answer is A, every 2 years. Wisconsin real estate licenses must be renewed every 2 years. This biennial renewal ensures that licensees stay current with industry standards and regulations. What is the passing score for the Wisconsin real estate licensing exam? Is it A, 60%, B, 70%, C, 80%, or D, 75%? The answer is D, 75%. To pass the Wisconsin real estate licensing exam, candidates must score at least 75%. This ensures a sufficient understanding of real estate principles and practices. Continuing education requirements. What is the minimum number of continuing education hours required for real estate license renewal in Wisconsin? Is it A, 18 hours, B, 12 hours, C, 24 hours, or D, 30 hours? The answer is A, 18 hours. In Wisconsin, real estate licensees must complete 18 hours of continuing education every 2 years to renew their license. This requirement ensures that professionals remain knowledgeable about current laws and practices. Which of the following topics is not typically included in Wisconsin's mandatory continuing education courses for real estate licensees? Is it A, ethics and professional conduct, B, Wisconsin real estate laws, C, property management practices, or D, real estate marketing strategies? The answer is D, real estate marketing strategies. Wisconsin's continuing education courses focus on real estate laws, ethics, and practices. Topics like real estate marketing are not mandatory, though they may be offered as electives. How often must a Wisconsin real estate licensee complete their continuing education requirements? Is it A, annually, B, every 2 years, C, every 3 years, or D, every 5 years? The answer is B, every 2 years. Wisconsin real estate licensees must complete their continuing education requirements every 2 years. This biennial schedule aligns with the license renewal cycle, ensuring ongoing competency. Which organization is responsible for approving continuing education courses for Wisconsin real estate licensees? Is it A, National Association of Realtors, B, Wisconsin Real Estate Commission, C, Wisconsin Department of Safety and Professional Services, or D, Real Estate Educators Association? The answer is C, Wisconsin Department of Safety and Professional Services. The Wisconsin Department of Safety and Professional Services approves continuing education courses. This ensures that the courses meet state standards and cover relevant real estate topics. Wisconsin real estate laws and regulations. Wisconsin-specific fair housing laws. Which of the following is a protected class under Wisconsin's fair housing laws? Is it A, occupation, B, political affiliation, C, ancestry, or D, marital status? The answer is C, ancestry. Wisconsin's fair housing laws protect classes such as race, color, national origin, sex, disability, and familial status. Ancestry is specifically included as a protected class in Wisconsin, unlike in federal laws. What is the maximum penalty for a first-time violation of Wisconsin's fair housing laws? Is it A, $10,000, B, $5,000, C, $15,000, or D, $20,000? The answer is A, $10,000. The maximum penalty for a first-time violation of Wisconsin's fair housing laws is $10,000. This penalty is intended to deter discriminatory practices and promote fair housing. In Wisconsin, which agency is responsible for enforcing fair housing laws? Is it A, Wisconsin Real Estate Commission, B, Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development, C, Wisconsin Housing Authority, or D, Wisconsin Department of Commerce? The answer is B, Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development. The Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development is tasked with enforcing fair housing laws, ensuring compliance, and addressing complaints of discrimination. What is the statute of limitations for filing a fair housing complaint in Wisconsin? Is it A, 30 days, B, 6 months, C, 2 years, or D, 1 year? The answer is D, 1 year. In Wisconsin, individuals have 1 year from the date of the alleged discriminatory act to file a fair housing complaint, ensuring timely resolution of issues. Which of the following actions is considered discriminatory under Wisconsin's fair housing laws? Is it A, refusing to rent to someone because they have children, B, setting a maximum occupancy limit for safety reasons, C, charging higher rent for pet owners, or D, offering discounts to long-term tenants? The answer is A, refusing to rent to someone because they have children. Refusing to rent to someone because they have children is discriminatory under Wisconsin's fair housing laws, which protect familial status among other classes. Which of the following is a legal exemption under Wisconsin's fair housing laws? Is it A, properties owned by corporations, B, all single-family homes, C, owner-occupied buildings with 4 or fewer units, or D, properties managed by licensed real estate agents? The answer is C, owner-occupied buildings with 4 or fewer units. Wisconsin's fair housing laws allow exemptions for owner-occupied buildings with no more than 4 units. This means the owner can choose tenants without violating fair housing laws, provided they live in one of the units.
If you're finding this helpful, please take a minute to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, useful tips, and complimentary study sessions with Birdsy.
Wisconsin-specific contract requirements. What is the minimum number of days a seller must provide a buyer to review a condominium disclosure document in Wisconsin? Is it A, 15 days, B, 10 days, C, 20 days, or D, 30 days? The answer is A, 15 days. Wisconsin law mandates that sellers provide buyers with at least 15 days to review condominium disclosure documents. This period allows buyers to thoroughly understand the association's rules, financials, and any potential obligations. In Wisconsin, which of the following must be included in a real estate purchase contract to make it legally binding? Is it A, a notary public signature, B, signatures of both parties, C, a witness signature, or D, an attorney's approval? The answer is B, signatures of both parties. For a real estate purchase contract to be legally binding in Wisconsin, it must include the signatures of both parties involved. This ensures mutual consent and agreement to the terms. Under Wisconsin law, what is the maximum amount of time a buyer can take to rescind an offer after receiving a real estate condition report? Is it A, 1 business day, B, 5 business days, C, 2 business days, or D, 7 calendar days? The answer is C, 2 business days. Buyers in Wisconsin have 2 business days to rescind an offer after receiving a real estate condition report. This period allows them to assess any potential issues disclosed in the report. What must a Wisconsin real estate contract specify to comply with the statute of frauds? Is it A, the buyer's employment status, B, the seller's credit score, C, the property's market value, or D, a description of the property? The answer is D, a description of the property. To comply with the statute of frauds in Wisconsin, a real estate contract must include a clear description of the property. This ensures that the property in question is unmistakably identified. Which of the following is required in a Wisconsin real estate transaction to ensure compliance with lead-based paint disclosure regulations? Is it A, lead-based paint disclosure, B, environmental impact assessment, C, radon level report, or D, asbestos inspection report? The answer is A, lead-based paint disclosure. For properties built before 1978, Wisconsin law requires sellers to provide a lead-based paint disclosure. This protects buyers by informing them of potential lead hazards in older homes. In Wisconsin, which document is required to be provided to a buyer when selling a property built before 1978? Is it A, home inspection report, B, lead-based paint disclosure, C, energy efficiency certificate, or D, zoning compliance certificate? The answer is B, lead-based paint disclosure. Sellers must provide a lead-based paint disclosure for properties built before 1978. This ensures buyers are aware of potential lead hazards, complying with federal and state regulations. Overview of Wisconsin real estate statutes. What is the primary purpose of the Wisconsin Real Estate Examining Board? Is it A, to conduct real estate transactions, B, to regulate real estate practices and licensure, C, to provide real estate education, or D, to manage real estate property? The answer is B, to regulate real estate practices and licensure. The Wisconsin Real Estate Examining Board regulates real estate practice by setting standards and requirements for licensure, ensuring professionals meet the necessary qualifications. Which of the following is required for a real estate license applicant in Wisconsin? Is it A, owning a real estate firm, B, having a college degree, C, completing a pre-license education course, or D, passing a criminal background check? The answer is C, completing a pre-license education course. Applicants must complete a pre-license education course, pass the licensing exam, and meet other criteria set by the Wisconsin Real Estate Examining Board. What is the role of a real estate broker according to Wisconsin statutes? Is it A, facilitating transactions between buyers and sellers, B, providing legal advice regarding real estate, C. Appraising property values. Or D. Issuing real estate licenses? The answer is A. Facilitating transactions between buyers and sellers. A real estate broker in Wisconsin facilitates transactions between buyers and sellers, ensuring compliance with legal requirements and protecting client interests. How often must a Wisconsin real estate license be renewed? Is it A. Annually, B. Every 2 years, C. Every 5 years, or D. Every 10 years? The answer is B. Every 2 years. Wisconsin real estate licenses must be renewed every 2 years, ensuring that licensees remain compliant with current laws and regulations. Wisconsin property ownership and land use. Types of property ownership, e.g. fee simple, leasehold, joint tenancy. Which type of property ownership in Wisconsin grants the owner the fullest rights to use, sell, or lease the property indefinitely? Is it A. Leasehold, B. Fee simple, C. Joint tenancy, or D. Tenancy in common? The answer is B. Fee simple. Fee simple ownership provides the owner with the most comprehensive rights, allowing them to use, sell, lease, or pass the property to heirs without restrictions. It is the most common form of ownership in Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, which type of property ownership allows 2 or more people to own property together with the right of survivorship? Is it A. Tenancy in common, B. Community property, C. Joint tenancy, or D. Fee simple? The answer is C. Joint tenancy. Joint tenancy in Wisconsin allows co-owners to have equal shares with the right of survivorship, meaning upon one owner's death, their share automatically passes to the surviving owner. What distinguishes a leasehold estate from a fee simple estate in Wisconsin property law? Is it A. Leasehold is temporary, while fee simple is permanent, B. Leasehold allows for full ownership rights, C. Fee simple is limited by time, or D. Both provide equal rights to the property? The answer is A. Leasehold is temporary, while fee simple is permanent. A leasehold estate is a temporary right to use and occupy property, typically under a lease agreement, whereas fee simple is permanent ownership with unrestricted rights. Which form of property ownership in Wisconsin allows owners to have unequal shares and no right of survivorship? Is it A. Joint tenancy, B. Fee simple, C. Leasehold, or D. Tenancy in common? The answer is D. Tenancy in common. Tenancy in common permits owners to hold unequal shares of the property and does not include the right of survivorship, meaning each owner's share can be bequeathed to heirs. How does joint tenancy differ from tenancy in common in Wisconsin property ownership? Is it A. Joint tenancy allows unequal shares, B. Joint tenancy includes the right of survivorship, C. Tenancy in common includes the right of survivorship, or D. Both have the right of survivorship? The answer is B. Joint tenancy includes the right of survivorship. Joint tenancy includes the right of survivorship, meaning upon one owner's death, their share passes to the surviving owners. Tenancy in common does not have this feature, allowing shares to be inherited. In Wisconsin, which type of property ownership allows an individual to own a property for a specified term, after which ownership reverts back to the original owner? Is it A. Fee simple, B. Leasehold, C. Joint tenancy, or D. Tenancy in common? The answer is B. Leasehold. A leasehold estate grants the right to possess and use property for a specified time, after which it reverts to the owner. It contrasts with fee simple, which offers indefinite ownership. Public versus private land use controls. What is the primary purpose of zoning laws in Wisconsin? Is it A. To increase property taxes, B. To regulate land use and ensure compatibility, C. To promote tourism, or D. To preserve historical sites? The answer is B, to regulate land use and ensure compatibility. Zoning laws in Wisconsin are designed to separate land uses that are incompatible, such as residential and industrial, to protect property values and ensure community safety and welfare. Which entity typically enforces private land use restrictions in Wisconsin? Is it A, state government, B, local zoning board, C, homeowners associations, or D, federal government? The answer is C, homeowners associations. Homeowners associations enforce private land use restrictions through covenants, conditions, and restrictions, CC&Rs, to maintain neighborhood standards and property values. How do Wisconsin's building codes influence land use? Is it A, by ensuring safety and quality in construction, B, by determining property taxes, C, by deciding zoning classifications, or D, by limiting urban sprawl? The answer is A, by ensuring safety and quality in construction. Building codes set standards for construction quality and safety, influencing land use by ensuring that buildings meet specific criteria for safety and habitability, thus affecting development and land use patterns. What is a key difference between public and private land use controls in Wisconsin? Is it A, public controls are voluntary, B, private controls are enforced by municipalities, C, public controls are less restrictive, or D, public controls are enacted by government entities? The answer is D, public controls are enacted by government entities. Public land use controls, like zoning laws, are enacted by government entities, while private controls, like deed restrictions, are established by private parties and enforced through legal agreements. Which of the following is an example of a private land use control in Wisconsin? Is it A, zoning ordinances, B, deed restrictions, C, building codes, or D, environmental regulations? The answer is B, deed restrictions. Deed restrictions are private land use controls that limit the use of property and are imposed by a previous owner to maintain property value or neighborhood standards. Which of the following is a characteristic of public land use controls in Wisconsin? Is it A, they are voluntary agreements between property owners, B, they are enforced by local government authorities, C, they primarily focus on aesthetic enhancements, or D, they only apply to commercial properties? The answer is B, they are enforced by local government authorities. Public land use controls are government-imposed regulations, such as zoning and building codes, that dictate how land can be used and developed, ensuring orderly growth and community welfare.
Stuck on a question? Just think of the Birdsy link in the description as your friendly neighborhood superhero, swooping in to save the day with answers. Feel free to explore it now and return to continue. Simply hit pause, and we'll be waiting when you get back.
Land use and zoning laws. What is the primary purpose of zoning laws in Wisconsin? Is it A, to increase property taxes for development, B, to separate different land uses and promote organized growth, C, to restrict all new construction in urban areas, or D, to provide funding for public infrastructure? The answer is B, to separate different land uses and promote organized growth. Zoning laws in Wisconsin are designed to separate different land uses, such as residential, commercial, and industrial, to promote organized growth and protect property values. Which of the following best describes a variance in Wisconsin zoning laws? Is it A, a permission to deviate from zoning regulations, B, a change in property ownership, C, a new zoning classification for a district, or D, a temporary halt on development? The answer is A, a permission to deviate from zoning regulations. A variance in zoning laws allows a property owner to use their land in a way that deviates from current zoning regulations, usually due to unique circumstances. What is a non-conforming use in the context of Wisconsin zoning laws? Is it A, a use that violates current zoning laws? B, a temporary permit to use land? C, a new development in a restricted area? Or D, a legally established use not conforming to current zoning? The answer is D, a legally established use not conforming to current zoning. A non-conforming use refers to a property use that was legally established under previous zoning regulations but does not meet current zoning laws. In Wisconsin, what is the role of a zoning board of appeals? Is it A, to enforce zoning laws directly? B, to create new zoning districts? C, to review variance requests and appeals? Or D, to issue building permits? The answer is C, to review variance requests and appeals. The Zoning Board of Appeals reviews requests for variances, interprets zoning ordinances, and decides on appeals from decisions made by zoning officials. Condominiums and HOAs. What is the primary purpose of a homeowners association in a Wisconsin condominium community? Is it A, to provide individual home maintenance services? B, to manage common areas and enforce community rules? C, to offer financial advice to residents? Or D, to determine property values in the community? The answer is B, to manage common areas and enforce community rules. The primary purpose of an HOA is to manage and maintain common areas and enforce community rules. This ensures the property is well kept and property values are protected. Which document outlines the rights and obligations of condominium unit owners in Wisconsin? Is it A, the Articles of Incorporation? B, the bylaws? C, the Declaration of Condominium? Or D, the rules and regulations? The answer is C, the Declaration of Condominium. The Declaration of Condominium is a legal document that details the rights, responsibilities, and obligations of unit owners and the association, ensuring clarity and governance. In Wisconsin, what is typically required for a condominium association to amend its declaration? Is it A, a supermajority vote of unit owners? B, approval by the board of directors only? C, a unanimous vote by all unit owners? Or D, a simple majority vote of unit owners? The answer is A, a supermajority vote of unit owners. Amending a condominium declaration usually requires a supermajority vote of the unit owners, ensuring that significant changes reflect the community's consensus. What is a common responsibility of the board of directors in a Wisconsin condominium association? Is it A, providing legal advice to owners? B, setting property tax rates? C, maintaining individual unit interiors? Or D, enforcing rules and managing finances? The answer is D, enforcing rules and managing finances. The board of directors is responsible for enforcing rules and managing the association's finances, ensuring the community operates smoothly and remains financially healthy. Environmental issues and wetlands protection. What is a primary consideration for Wisconsin property owners seeking to alter land designated as a wetland? Is it A, ensuring public access to the wetland? B, obtaining a permit from the Department of Natural Resources? C, conducting a survey of local wildlife? Or D, establishing a conservation easement? The answer is B, obtaining a permit from the Department of Natural Resources. In Wisconsin, property owners must obtain a permit from the Department of Natural Resources before altering wetlands. This ensures that wetland ecosystems are preserved and that any alterations are environmentally sustainable. What is a key requirement for a property owner in Wisconsin when planning to develop land near a wetland? Is it A, notify local wildlife agencies? B, conduct a soil test? C. Obtain a permit from the Wisconsin DNR. Or D. Submit an environmental impact report. The answer is C. Obtain a permit from the Wisconsin DNR. Property owners must obtain a permit from the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources to ensure that development does not harm wetland ecosystems. How does Wisconsin law define a wetland? Is it A. Any land with periodic flooding? B. Areas with water at or near the surface supporting specific vegetation? C. Lands adjacent to rivers and lakes? Or D. Any area with standing water year-round? The answer is B. Areas with water at or near the surface supporting specific vegetation. Wisconsin law defines wetlands as areas where water is at or near the surface, supporting vegetation adapted to saturated soil conditions. What is the primary purpose of wetland mitigation in Wisconsin? Is it A. Compensate for lost ecological functions? B. Increase property value? C. Facilitate urban development? Or D. Prevent flooding in urban areas? The answer is A. Compensate for lost ecological functions. Wetland mitigation aims to compensate for environmental impacts by restoring, creating, or enhancing wetlands to replace lost ecological functions. Wisconsin agency law and ethics. Agency relationship laws. In Wisconsin, what is the primary duty of an agent towards their principal in a real estate transaction? Is it A. Loyalty? B. Confidentiality? C. Disclosure? Or D. Competence? The answer is A. Loyal. In Wisconsin, an agent's primary duty is loyalty to the principal, meaning they must act in the principal's best interest, avoiding conflicts of interest and disclosing any potential conflicts. What is the effect of an agent exceeding their authority in a Wisconsin real estate transaction? Is it A. The transaction is automatically void? B. The principal is liable for the agent's actions? C. The principal is not bound unless they ratify the action? Or D. The agent is held personally liable? The answer is C. The principal is not bound unless they ratify the action. If an agent exceeds their authority, the principal is not bound by those actions unless they ratify them. This ensures that agents act within their given power. Which of the following is not considered a breach of fiduciary duty in Wisconsin agency law? Is it A. Failing to disclose a conflict of interest? B. Providing competent services? C. Disclosing confidential information without consent? Or D. Acting in self-interest over the principals? The answer is B. Providing competent services. Fiduciary duties include loyalty, confidentiality, disclosure, and care. Simply providing competent services is not a breach, it is an expectation of the duty of care. Under Wisconsin agency law, when can a dual agency be legally established? Is it A. When the agent decides it is necessary? B. If the principal verbally agrees? C. Automatically in all transactions? Or D. With informed, written consent from all parties? The answer is D. With informed, written consent from all parties. Dual agency is legal in Wisconsin when all parties involved provide informed, written consent, ensuring transparency and understanding of potential conflicts of interest. Fiduciary duties and client representation. Which of the following is a fiduciary duty owed by a Wisconsin real estate agent to their client? Is it A. Disclosure? B. C. Marketing? Or D. Negotiation? The answer is B. Loyalty. Loyalty is a fiduciary duty requiring agents to act in the best interest of their clients, prioritizing their needs above others. It is crucial for maintaining trust in client-agent relationships. In Wisconsin, what is the fiduciary duty related to keeping client information confidential? Is it A. Loyalty? B. Obedience? C. Disclosure? Or D. Confidentiality? The answer is D. Confidentiality. Confidentiality is a fiduciary duty that ensures client information is protected and not disclosed without consent. It maintains trust and privacy in the client-agent relationship. A Wisconsin real estate agent fails to inform their client about a property defect. Which fiduciary duty has been breached? Is it A, disclosure, B, C, confidentiality, or D, reasonable care? The answer is A, disclosure. Disclosure is the fiduciary duty breached when an agent fails to inform a client of material facts, such as property defects, impacting the client's decision-making. What fiduciary duty requires a Wisconsin agent to follow all lawful instructions from their client? Is it A, disclosure, B, loyalty, C, obedience, or D, confidentiality? The answer is C, obedience. Obedience is the fiduciary duty requiring agents to follow lawful instructions from their clients, ensuring that the client's wishes are respected and executed in transactions. Wisconsin Ethics Guidelines and Enforcement. What is the primary purpose of the Wisconsin Ethics Guidelines in real estate practice? Is it A, to increase real estate sales, B, to simplify real estate transactions, C, to uphold integrity and professionalism, or D, to regulate commission rates? The answer is C, to uphold integrity and professionalism. The Wisconsin Ethics Guidelines aim to maintain high standards of professionalism and integrity in real estate, ensuring fair treatment for all parties involved in transactions. Which body is responsible for enforcing the Wisconsin Ethics Guidelines for real estate professionals? Is it A, National Association of Realtors, B, Wisconsin Department of Safety and Professional Services, C, Wisconsin Real Estate Board, or D, Federal Trade Commission? The answer is B, Wisconsin Department of Safety and Professional Services. The Wisconsin Department of Safety and Professional Services oversees the enforcement of ethics guidelines, ensuring compliance and addressing violations in the real estate sector. What is considered an ethical violation under the Wisconsin Ethics Guidelines? Is it A, misrepresentation of property details, B, negotiating commission rates, C, advertising property on social media, or D, offering home staging services? The answer is A, misrepresentation of property details. Misrepresentation of property details is an ethical violation, as it involves providing false or misleading information, which can deceive buyers and affect their purchasing decisions. How should a real estate professional handle a conflict of interest, according to Wisconsin Ethics Guidelines? Is it A, ignore the conflict and proceed, B, hide the conflict from clients, C, resolve the conflict internally, or D, disclose the conflict to all parties? The answer is D, disclose the conflict to all parties. Disclosing a conflict of interest is crucial to maintain transparency and trust, allowing all parties to make informed decisions about the real estate transaction.
If you're finding this helpful, please take a minute to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, useful tips, and complimentary study sessions with Birdsy.
Wisconsin Property Valuation. Basic principles of property valuation. What is the principle of substitution in property valuation? Is it A, the value of a property is determined by its location, B, a property's value is set by the cost of acquiring an equivalent substitute property, C, property value depends solely on its historical significance, or D, the value of a property is determined by its future potential income? The answer is B. A property's value is set by the cost of acquiring an equivalent substitute property. The principle of substitution states that a property's value is determined by the cost of acquiring an equally desirable substitute property. This principle underpins the comparative market analysis approach. Which principle states that the value of a property is influenced by the anticipation of future benefits? Is it A, principle of contribution, B, principle of substitution, C, principle of anticipation, or D, principle of conformity? The answer is C, principle of anticipation. The principle of anticipation suggests that a property's value is based on the present worth of future benefits or income streams, influencing investment decisions and appraisals. How does the principle of contribution affect property valuation? Is it A, it assesses the value added by individual property components, B, it compares the property to similar properties in the area, C, it evaluates the property's historical significance, or D, it determines value based on anticipated future benefits? The answer is A, it assesses the value added by individual property components. The principle of contribution states that the value of a property feature is determined by how much it adds to the total property's value, not by its standalone cost. What does the principle of conformity suggest about property value? Is it A, property value is determined by its replacement cost, B, value is based on the cost of individual components, C, property value is influenced by future income potential, or D, value is maximized when properties are similar in a neighborhood? The answer is D, value is maximized when properties are similar in a neighborhood. The principle of conformity holds that a property's value is maximized when it is in harmony with the surrounding properties, promoting uniformity in a neighborhood's appearance and use. Sales comparison, cost and income approaches. Which approach to property valuation is most suitable for a new shopping mall under construction in Wisconsin? Is it A, sales comparison approach, B, cost approach, C, income approach, or D, market approach? The answer is B, cost approach. The cost approach estimates the value of a property by calculating the cost of constructing a similar structure. It's ideal for new or unique properties with few comparable sales. In Wisconsin, which factor is least likely to affect the outcome of the sales comparison approach? Is it A, location of the property, B, condition of the property, C, recent sales of similar properties, or D, cost of construction? The answer is D, cost of construction. The sales comparison approach primarily considers factors like location, condition, and market trends. The cost of construction is not a direct factor in this approach. What is the primary advantage of using the income approach for valuing a Wisconsin apartment complex? Is it A, it provides a valuation based on potential revenue, B, it considers the replacement cost of the building, C, it uses recent sales data of similar properties, or D, it evaluates the property's historical appreciation? The answer is A, it provides a valuation based on potential revenue. The income approach is advantageous for income-generating properties as it focuses on the potential revenue, offering a realistic valuation based on expected income streams. How does the cost approach determine the value of a property in Wisconsin? Is it A, by analyzing recent sales of similar properties, B, by evaluating the income potential of the property, C, by estimating the cost to replace the building and adding land value, or D, by assessing the historical market trends in the area? The answer is C, by estimating the cost to replace the building and adding land value. The cost approach involves estimating the current cost to construct a replica of the property minus depreciation plus the land value, providing a value for unique or new structures. Wisconsin financing. Mortgage loans and financing options. What is the primary purpose of the Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority in mortgage financing? Is it A, to regulate mortgage interest rates statewide. B. To offer affordable mortgage loans to eligible homebuyers. C. To provide grants for home renovations. Or D. To act as a mortgage broker for private lenders. The answer is B. To offer affordable mortgage loans to eligible homebuyers. WHEDA provides affordable housing options and mortgage loans to low to moderate income individuals. Its programs are designed to help first-time homebuyers and those who may not qualify for conventional loans. Which type of mortgage loan is specifically designed to assist first-time homebuyers in Wisconsin? Is it A. WHEDA Advantage Loan, B. Adjustable rate mortgage, C. Jumbo loan, or D. Reverse mortgage? The answer is A. WHEDA Advantage Loan. The WHEDA Advantage Loan is tailored for first-time homebuyers, offering low down payments and potential down payment assistance, making homeownership more accessible. How does a fixed-rate mortgage benefit Wisconsin homebuyers compared to an adjustable-rate mortgage? Is it A. Offers lower initial interest rates, B. Allows for flexible payment adjustments, C. Provides consistent monthly payments, or D. Qualifies for government subsidies? The answer is C. Provides consistent monthly payments. Fixed-rate mortgages offer stability with consistent monthly payments, protecting against interest rate fluctuations, which is beneficial for long-term financial planning. What is a significant advantage of a USDA loan for eligible Wisconsin residents? Is it A. Higher loan limits than conventional loans, B. Available only in urban areas, C. Requires private mortgage insurance, or D. No down payment requirement? The answer is D. No down payment requirement. USDA loans offer no down payment options for eligible rural and suburban homebuyers, making homeownership more accessible to those with limited upfront funds.
Notice the code in the corner? When you're stumped by a question, enter it at birdsy.ai for immediate help. Enjoy complimentary study sessions and access to hundreds of additional questions to help you pass your exam with confidence.
Loan applications and approval processes. What is the maximum allowable debt-to-income ratio for a conventional loan in Wisconsin? Is it A. B. 31%, C. 36%, or D. 43%? The answer is C. 36%. The maximum allowable DTI ratio for a conventional loan in Wisconsin is typically 36%, although some lenders may allow up to 43%, depending on other factors like credit score and down payment. Which document is crucial for verifying a borrower's income during the loan application process in Wisconsin? Is it A. W-2 form, B. Loan estimate, C. Credit report, or D. Appraisal report? The answer is A. W-2 form. The W-2 form is a standard document used to verify a borrower's income, providing details of wages and taxes withheld, crucial for assessing loan eligibility. What is the primary purpose of a loan estimate in Wisconsin's loan application process? Is it A. To verify income, B. To outline loan terms and costs, C. To assess property value, or D. To finalize loan approval? The answer is B. To outline loan terms and costs. The loan estimate provides borrowers with important information about the loan terms, projected payments, and closing costs, ensuring transparency and helping them compare different loan offers. In Wisconsin, which factor is most likely to affect the approval of a mortgage loan application? Is it A. Property location, B. Borrower's age, C. Employment history, or D. Credit score? The answer is D. Credit score. Credit score is a critical factor in loan approval, as it reflects the borrower's creditworthiness and ability to repay the loan, influencing the lender's decision significantly. Wisconsin mortgage disclosure requirements. What is the primary purpose of the Wisconsin mortgage disclosure requirements? Is it A, to increase the number of mortgage approvals? B, to simplify the mortgage application process? C, to promote transparency and protect consumers? Or D, to regulate the interest rates offered by lenders? The answer is C, to promote transparency and protect consumers. The Wisconsin mortgage disclosure requirements aim to ensure borrowers are fully informed about the terms and costs of their mortgage, promoting transparency and preventing predatory lending practices. Which document must lenders provide to borrowers under Wisconsin's mortgage disclosure laws? Is it A, credit score report, B, loan estimate, C, title insurance policy, or D, appraisal report? The answer is B, loan estimate. Lenders are required to provide a loan estimate, which details the terms, projected payments, and closing costs, ensuring borrowers understand the financial commitments involved. How soon must the closing disclosure be provided to the borrower before closing under Wisconsin law? Is it A, at least 3 business days, B, on the day of closing, C, at least 7 business days, or D, within 24 hours of closing? The answer is A, at least 3 business days. The closing disclosure must be provided at least 3 business days before closing to ensure borrowers have time to review the final terms and costs. What information is not typically included in the loan estimate under Wisconsin's mortgage disclosure rules? Is it A, loan terms, B, projected payments, C, closing costs, or D, borrower's employment history? The answer is D, borrower's employment history. The loan estimate includes loan terms, projected payments, and closing costs, but not the borrower's employment history, which is part of the application process. Wisconsin-specific loan programs. What is the primary purpose of the Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority loan programs? Is it A, to increase property taxes in Wisconsin, B, to provide affordable housing and stimulate economic development, C, to offer loans exclusively to commercial properties, or D, to fund infrastructure projects in rural areas? The answer is B, to provide affordable housing and stimulate economic development. WHEDA loan programs are designed to provide affordable housing options and stimulate economic development in Wisconsin. They offer financing solutions that are not typically available through conventional lenders. Which type of property is eligible for the first-time homebuyer program? Is it A, single-family homes, B, commercial buildings, C, vacation homes, or D, multi-unit apartment complexes? The answer is A, single-family homes. The WHEDA first-time homebuyer program is available for single-family homes, which helps individuals purchase their first home with financial assistance and favorable loan terms. Which of the following is a benefit of the WHEDA Tax Advantage program? Is it A, exemption from state property taxes, B, lower interest rates on car loans, C, federal income tax credit, or D, discounts on home insurance premiums? The answer is C, federal income tax credit. The WHEDA Tax Advantage program offers a special tax credit that reduces the federal income tax liability for eligible homebuyers, making homeownership more affordable. How does the WHEDA Easy Close Advantage program assist homebuyers? Is it A, by providing free home maintenance services, B, by reducing monthly mortgage payments, C, by offering discounts on home appliances, or D, by covering down payment and closing costs? The answer is D, by covering down payment and closing costs. The WHEDA Easy Close Advantage program offers a second mortgage to cover down payments and closing costs, making it easier for homebuyers to afford the upfront expenses of purchasing a home.
Don't forget to comment below with your tips, challenges, and thoughts on exam preparation. Your experiences can make a big difference for others.
Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority. What is the primary purpose of the Wisconsin Housing and Economic Development Authority? Is it A, to stimulate economic development and affordable housing? B, to regulate real estate transactions? C, to provide legal advice to homeowners? Or D, to manage public housing projects? The answer is A, to stimulate economic development and affordable housing. WHEDA primarily aims to stimulate economic development and affordable housing in Wisconsin by providing financial resources and support to individuals and businesses. Which of the following is a key feature of WHEDA's home loan programs? Is it A, variable interest rates, B, down payment assistance, C, no credit check requirement, or D, unlimited loan amounts? The answer is B, down payment assistance. WHEDA home loans often include down payment assistance, making homeownership more accessible to low and moderate income families in Wisconsin. Who can benefit from WHEDA's small business loan programs? Is it A, only large corporations, B, out-of-state businesses, C, entrepreneurs and small businesses in Wisconsin, or D, nonprofit organizations exclusively? The answer is C, entrepreneurs and small businesses in Wisconsin. WHEDA's small business loan programs are designed to support entrepreneurs and small businesses in Wisconsin to foster economic growth and job creation. How does WHEDA contribute to the development of affordable housing? Is it A, by offering free construction materials, B, by setting rent control policies, C, by purchasing land for developers, or D, by providing tax credits and financing options? The answer is D, by providing tax credits and financing options. WHEDA contributes by providing tax credits and financing options to developers and builders, encouraging the construction and rehabilitation of affordable housing units. Wisconsin disclosure requirements and forms. Wisconsin-specific disclosure requirements. What is the primary purpose of the real estate condition report in Wisconsin? Is it A, to determine the market value of a property, B, to disclose known defects and issues with the property, C, to provide a history of previous owners, or D, to outline zoning regulations applicable to the property? The answer is B, to disclose known defects and issues with the property. The real estate condition report is designed to disclose known defects and issues with a property to potential buyers, ensuring transparency and informed decision-making. Which of the following is not typically required in a Wisconsin seller's disclosure? Is it A, presence of lead-based paint, B, structural defects, C, seller's personal financial information, or D, water damage history? The answer is C, seller's personal financial information. Sellers in Wisconsin must disclose known property defects, but they are not required to disclose personal financial information as it is irrelevant to the property's condition. In Wisconsin, when must the real estate condition report be provided to the buyer? Is it A, within 10 days of accepting an offer to purchase, B, before listing the property for sale, C, at the closing of the property sale, or D, only if requested by the buyer? The answer is A, within 10 days of accepting an offer to purchase. The real estate condition report must be provided to the buyer within 10 days of accepting an offer to purchase, ensuring the buyer is informed about property conditions early in the process. What is the consequence of a seller failing to provide a real estate condition report in Wisconsin? Is it A, the sale is automatically void, B, the seller faces a $500 fine, C, the buyer must proceed without disclosures, or D, the buyer may rescind the contract? The answer is D. The buyer may rescind the contract. If a seller fails to provide the report, the buyer may have the right to rescind the contract, protecting buyers from undisclosed property issues. Commonly used Wisconsin forms. What is the primary purpose of the Wisconsin Real Estate Condition Report? Is it A, to disclose any known defects in the property to potential buyers? B, to provide a valuation estimate of the property? C, to outline the terms of the sale agreement? Or D, to list the property's previous owners? The answer is A, to disclose any known defects in the property to potential buyers. The Wisconsin Real Estate Condition Report is designed to inform potential buyers of any known defects in the property, promoting transparency and helping buyers make informed decisions. Which form is required for a seller to disclose information about lead-based paint hazards in Wisconsin? Is it A, Real Estate Condition Report? B, Seller's Property Disclosure Statement? C, Lead-Based Paint Disclosure? Or D, Environmental Impact Statement? The answer is C, Lead-Based Paint Disclosure. The lead-based paint disclosure form is federally mandated for properties built before 1978, ensuring buyers are informed of potential lead hazards. What is the consequence of failing to provide the Wisconsin Real Estate Condition Report to a buyer? Is it A, the transaction is automatically voided? B, the buyer may rescind the offer within a specified period? C, the seller is fined by the state? Or D, the closing date is postponed? The answer is B, the buyer may rescind the offer within a specified period. Failure to provide the report can lead to the buyer rescinding the offer, as it is a critical document for informed decision-making in real estate transactions. Which document is used to outline the brokerage services offered to a client in Wisconsin? Is it A, Real Estate Condition Report? B, Lead-Based Paint Disclosure? C, Offer to Purchase? Or D, WB1 Residential Listing Contract? The answer is D, WB1 Residential Listing Contract. The WB1 Residential Listing Contract outlines the services and obligations of the brokerage, ensuring clarity in the client-agent relationship. Specific procedures for transactions. What is the purpose of the Wisconsin Real Estate Condition Report in a property transaction? Is it A, to provide a valuation of the property? B, to outline the terms of the sale? C, to disclose the property's condition? Or D, to confirm the buyer's financing? The answer is C, to disclose the property's condition. The RICAR provides a comprehensive overview of the property's condition, ensuring transparency and informed decision-making for buyers. It helps identify any potential issues or defects before finalizing the transaction. Which party is responsible for completing the Real Estate Condition Report in Wisconsin? Is it A, the seller? B, the buyer? C, the real estate agent? Or D, the home inspector? The answer is A, the seller. In Wisconsin, the seller is responsible for completing the Real Estate Condition Report, providing information about known property defects to prospective buyers. When must the seller provide the Real Estate Condition Report to the buyer in a Wisconsin transaction? Is it A, at the closing? B, within 10 days after offer acceptance? C, before listing the property? Or D, upon buyer's request? The answer is B, within 10 days after offer acceptance. The seller must provide the Real Estate Condition Report within 10 days after the acceptance of the offer to purchase, ensuring the buyer is informed of any issues before proceeding. What happens if a seller fails to provide the Real Estate Condition Report in Wisconsin? Is it A, the transaction is automatically void? B, the buyer must proceed without it? C. The seller must pay a fine. Or D. The buyer may rescind the offer. The answer is D. The buyer may rescind the offer. If a seller fails to provide the RAFOR, the buyer may have the right to rescind the offer. This protects the buyer by ensuring they have the necessary information to make an informed decision.
Thanks for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to our channel for more practice exams, tips, and tricks. And don't forget to visit Birdsy.ai for complimentary study sessions with Birdsy, your AI-powered study partner.